Trunks is in the future right now.
It's future Trunks.
Oh, look who this is.
Uh-oh.
It's Vegeta.
It's Japanese Vegeta. Ryo Horikawa.
I guess we're just starting, man. Where did Trunks go?
Trunks likes to show up where he's most needed.
Like, yeah, the last second, and then just kills within 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It took me forever.
And Sean likes to wait until we absolutely run out of things to talk about, and he shows up. It's like, hey guys, I've been watching the whole time.
Wow, what a thrilling panel. I don't want to start without Trunks, but I think we're gonna. I think he went to the bathroom because he was with us. I don't know.
He went to the future bathroom.
Wow, this is amazing. Thank you guys. This is unbelievable. I love Toronto. It's a beautiful town. Been there many times. And how's the weather? No, I'm quiet room.
Is there a moderator for this panel?
Yeah, do we have a moderator, or are we going to do something? I mean, we just kind of full place. Oh, excellent.
You can do what you like.
All right.
Well,
That being said, I'll take the mic up instead.
I was going to introduce you when you've done
Oh, I just kind of accidentally walked out, and then we got to introduce ourselves by accident. But maybe we should do some formal introductions. We should start with our Japanese guest, our illustrious Japanese guest.
well, I
Should we wait for Eric?
I feel like I want to wait for Eric.
Okay.
There's a feeling in my gut that says that we need him here.
Man, if he just shows up out of the blue and like dematerializes, I'm going to be like blown away. And then he goes, slices the table in half and leaves.
But let's be honest, if he shows up wearing the same boots that Trunks wore, is there another microphone for the
Trunks?
warrior from the future?
I love how we have a giant
Then we'll just leave these
pitcher of water with one cup. I'm not even going to make a joke
It's
like
my cup. Thank you.
Okay.
Eric will now make his announcement.
All right. Hi, everybody. There you go. All right. So, I'm just taking inventory right now. So here's the thing. Way too many of you are living through your technology instead of being in the moment. What I recommend you all do is put down all the devices that you're using to record something that you're never going to watch again and just live for now.
I'm with Eric, and you know what's great is if somebody, if you could just have one person do it, and then they'll just put it on YouTube, and then you don't have to take up hard drive space on your phone. So you just watch it on YouTube.
That's a good point. I mean, you don't want 150 videos of the same thing, right? Maybe porn, but seriously, yeah. Drop those cameras. But what's really funny is that some people actually totally defy me, like that kid right there. He's just like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna block the view of all the people behind me. And then there's somebody over here. There he is, and he did this.
I want to see how long you can hold
And
the
it's
arms
right here.
Good for a whole hour.
So I appreciate your boldness and I appreciate your cleverness. That's it.
So I guess we can do formal introductions, I guess, right?
Yes. Let's start with the farthest distance that it took to get here. Let's start with Ryo.
Hi, I'm Ryo Horikawa. I was meeting in Japan. This is the second time for me to hear trumpet in Panelist. Thank you very much for your warm welcome, and I'm really glad to be here again, and I like to have a good time with you all. Thank you.
My name is, and by the way, I'm just excited because I was on a panel with Masako Nozawa, and then Christian on a panel with Ryo, and it's thrilling, isn't it?
Yes.
It's kind of freaky.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. It gave me chills with Masako, and I'm getting them again with Ryo. It's just very exciting to me, the original wonderful voices from Dragon Ball. My name is Schemmel. I have been voicing the English version of Dragon Ball Z as Goku. I meant Goku, not of Dragon Ball Z, Goku, for the last 15 years, so I'm very happy to be here. And I love Toronto, and I've been here several times. A huge Rush fan, kids in the hall. I love that. And I'm just thrilled to be here, so thank you. Everything's been great so far. I love it. Thank you.
Silence! Don't clap for that fool. I'm Christopher Sabat, and I'm the voice of Vegeta and Piccolo and Yamcha in Dragon Ball Z. I did just recently direct Battle of Gods. Finally. Did you all get a chance to see it in the theaters? It was so amazing to work on it, and it was just as amazing to go see it in the theater. And I saw it twice in the theater, and I adored it. I actually saw it twice in the theater, and I saw it again when I had to review it. So technically I saw it 3 times. I liked it just as much every time. So this is a big year for all of us.
It is. I saw it 3 times. I actually cried like all 3 times at some parts. I was just like, well, one because it was so good, but 2 is because I was just playing the history of what we've all done and been through to get to this point, and to see it in the big screen was just, I had to choke back tears all the time, so I was kind of trying.
Would you please tell me how to do it bingo?
How did I do the bingo song? First I listened to your version of the bingo song. Because the first time everyone told me the Japanese version had been out for a while. And so everyone kept coming up to me at convention saying, you gotta sing in this one. Vegeta sings in this, and I was terrified. It's like, because you guys don't know his history very well, but he's actually a very talented singer and a very talented stage performer, and he has a much higher voice than I am too. So I was like, I have no idea how I'm gonna sing this. But, so the first thing that happened, as soon as we got Battle of Gods, the first thing I did was tell the engineer, fast forward to the section where Vegeta sings, I don't care. All I want to see is that. And so I took a less musical approach to the song, because I imagine Vegeta, in my mind, wouldn't be a very good singer.
Right.
So mine is some singing, but some screaming as well. I wish I had a copy, because I'd love to play it for you. Well, actually, we'll send you a copy of it so you can see it. Thank you.
That's me. I'm Eric Vale, and I play Trunks. And the most underrated character in all of Dragon Ball, the tournament announcer. And the best thing about the tournament announcer is that I get to tell everybody when they screw up on the video games that they lose. And a lot of people just giggle because they're a little ticked at me about that. I understand. It's okay.
What's funny is that despite all the singing, Eric's voice is more torn up after having to do that tournament announcer than having to do Trunks.
Yeah, that's true. The tournament announcer is a beating. And he really is. And there's nothing like was it hours on end going, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the World Martial Arts Tournament! Coming up next is this person and that person, and they're gonna fight, and oh my gosh, they're fighting, and oh my gosh, they're flying into the sky, and things are exploding, and there's concrete everywhere!
Questions?
I think we should.
We should
I
open it up
have
for questions.
questions.
No questions? We have answers. No.
Okay. When you were a little boy, did you dream of being a voice actor, Sean?
When I was a little boy, did I dream of being a voice actor? I think I did, in not really being a voice actor, but I do remember having an incredible affinity for Mel Blanc and in particular, and other guys like Rich Little and Robin Williams, and because I'm very sad about that, and also Bill Cosby, and not realizing that until I got the part of Dragon Ball Z, which was my first audition, that was really my destiny versus the career I had chosen, which was playing in orchestras. And so, yeah, in a way, I think I had an unconscious dream that was realized in my first Dragon Ball session, where it just kind of hit me that this is really what I want to do with the rest of my life at age 30. You know, so that was crazy.
I have to point out that of all the people who've ever lived, Robin Williams would certainly appreciate the almost non-existent moment of silence you just gave him.
Well, I didn't want to, I know, I was like moment of silence, and I guess there's a comedic, I think there's a comedic element to that, accidentally, and you're right, I think you would appreciate it, but I was also based on our conversation last night and everything, I didn't want to make the panel dark suddenly, so I was like, I don't want to go there. But I am sad about it, but we're here to do Dragon Ball stuff, so let's do Dragon Ball stuff, and I think he'd appreciate it. So yeah.
We're gonna wish him back anyway. Vidal.
This could be for everyone, but it's mostly for Ro and Chris. What did you think when Trunks first came in, and then then Vegeta or yourself realized that Trunks is his son?
Okay.
Get to work.
そうですね。とても複雑な思いでしたね。日本のベジタになってトランクスをやってる子はもうよく知ってて、僕より年下なんですけど、そんなに離れてない。なんで、10歳ぐらいしてないんですけど、なのに、俺の息子なのか、ちょっとそれは勘弁してほしいなというのが、初めて彼がそのトランクスをやる時には言いました。
Okay, so I actually had a really complex feeling when I knew about it first because I actually knew the person who was doing the voice acting for Trunks, and he wasn't actually that much younger than me, only 10 years younger than me, and I was like, whoa, I actually have a son like at this age already. So, for a real person, it just felt really, really weird at first.
I have so many questions for Ryo about just his whole experience and how much of the show did you know about in advance, and how much did you know was going to happen in the anime versus but I guess I'll have to ask you those all later, because I'll probably take up the rest of the hour asking questions. But as far as I didn't, in the American version of Dragon Ball, we were not lucky enough to get all of the Japanese materials early enough for us to even see what was going to happen. Like, the manga hadn't even been completely translated into English for us to read. There was no materials for us, so we didn't really honestly know what was going to be happening from saga to saga. So every time you would come in, you would learn something more about your character, and it was awesome. I knew far in advance, or at least, maybe 20 episodes in advance, that this character named Trunks was coming up, and he was supposed to be Vegeta's son. And when we were casting for other things, Eric had come in to audition for something during the Android saga. And, no, it was before the Android saga or something. And I remember writing his name down, going, ooh, that guy actually might be a good voice for Trunks. So I wrote his name, I put Trunks, and I circled it, and I put it on a piece of paper, and I was going to remember to call him in when we were auditioning for it. And it was time to audition for Trunks. I'd lost that piece of paper. I was like, who is that guy? We were already most of the way through the auditions, like, wait, there's that one dude. And I could not remember who it was. All I remembered was that he had a headshot that he brought in with him. And most of the time, a lot of voice actors don't bring in headshots with them. It's not entirely necessary. You're not cast on your looks, but like, if you're doing other types of acting, it's pretty professional to bring one in. Eric brought it in, and I happened to go, this is the guy, this is the guy. And do you know who recognized the person in the picture? Tiffany Vollmer, the voice of Bulma. She said, I know him, his name is Eric. Yeah, he works in Denton, like I know that.
And he worked with my brother in a pizza shop. And I did not know that. I did not know that.
At the time, I was working with Brent, Sean's brother, in a pizza shop in Denton, Texas. And like an actor, auditioning every day, booking almost nothing. And then Chris called me up and he's like, oh, hey, yeah, so could you come in today? I'm like, yeah, sure, I work in a pizza shop. And what am I, you know?
Did my brother cover your shift? Did my brother cover your shift?
He probably did.
But that was it. How strange is that, that Bulma helped Vegeta find drugs? I hope that answered your question.
So how are we picking? Just us? We pick randomly? Yeah, sure. The front here, yes. Yes, why not?
Okay, so the Dragon Ball Z franchise is obviously like borderline 20 years old now, maybe a little bit.
Sure.
Okay, so Dragon Ball, like it was first, at least the English dubbing was originally done by Ocean, and then I think it was reapproached by Funimation, and then Funimation again when they did Kai. So knowing how long that timeline stretches, and that fact that people who were like 5 years old 10 years ago are A, still watching that, B, 5-year-olds now are still watching it, how exactly does that make you feel as someone who's been part of this franchise?
Well, and keep in mind, Funimation was doing it the whole time. It was at the Ocean Group, but Funimation was still in charge of that, I believe, yeah. But for me, it's just a surreal transition from, oh, I think it's cool that you're on Dragon Ball Z to, within the last 3 or 4 years it's been happening, because we all talk about how fans respond to us, because we do talk about you, and we do talk about the experiences we have, and it's a big, rich part of our lives. It's very enriching, and it goes from, oh, you're cool, it's cool that you're on Dragon Ball to you're a legend. You're my childhood and you're a legend all the time, which is a very weird thing to digest. It's very humbling and honoring, and it makes you feel surreal and cloudy is the only way I can describe it. At least that's my experience with it. Chris?
No, I feel exactly the same way. I don't even know how to respond to it. Like it's very difficult to even respond to.
And for Ryo, it must be just insane. For Ryo, it's got to be beyond Super Saiyan.
そうですね、やっぱりすごく何年経ってもまたこうやってたくさんの人が見てくれるっていうのはやっぱりそれだけこの作品がなんかこう魂のようなものを持ってるからなのかなというふうに思いまして、まあ、そこにベジータという役で参加できるということは本当に光栄だと思うし、これからもできるならばやり続けていきたいなと思ってますね。
So actually, even after many years, I feel like the Dragon Ball actually has a spirit of its own because it's been living on for so many years. And I'm really fortunate, I'm really honored to play the role of Vegeta. And I hope, and I really want to actually keep on playing this role until forever.
Yeah.
He's right. The gift that keeps on giving. You know, that's what we say. It is. It's amazing. Akira Toriyama is amazing.
So the short version is it makes me feel old. It's the trek, you know, the journey. I booked Trunks when I was working at a pizza joint in Denton, Texas, and had just gotten suspended from college.
Me too.
Right? So that happened, and since then, I now have a family. You know, I'm married, have a family, and my son goes to the same college and lives a block from where I used to live. And he's a God help him, he's a theater major. You know? Yeah, right? Woo! We're gonna be homeless! But, yeah, I looked at pictures of Chris and I from the first convention we ever did together, which was Anime Expo in 2000.
Yeah.
Yes. And I looked at myself and I was so mad because no matter what you do in life, time ticks, and certain colors turn to gray, and certain bones stop working. Not that one. And muscles ache more, but
drugs exist.
Thank God. But while all of that happens, and you can complain about it all day long, and my friends know I do, it makes your life richer. All of it. So it's been nothing but fun, top to bottom.
Think about it, we're all sitting here, all of us together, in this huge room, everyone here, for one thing, Dragon Ball. And we're all know each other, we're all together for this one magical thing. And it doesn't get, I always liken it, do you ever see those pictures of like guys who are on the canoeing team in 1819? And they're all those guys are probably dead. And, probably, unless they're vampires. And
I would hope so.
And they got that nostalgic picture. This is our moment, this is our picture. We had a picture right here. We were there at Fan Expo 2014. This is our connection together, especially with Ryo here. So it's kind of amazing and magical. 100 years from now, people see pictures, oh, they're all there together, there's all these dead people, it's amazing. And I see those pictures like canoe guys, they had that team and that together, and now it's a magic thing,
And they look at our pictures and go, ooh, and none of them are even wearing spandex.
Everyone in the future wears spandex?
Yeah, that's true, right? Everyone in the future wears spandex. Isn't that how it works?
Spandex, hoverboards, clear ties, double ties, and I watched Back to the Future 2 the other day, so that's all I know about the future.
They had to hold their phones in their hands instead of in their brain.
Next question. I'm gonna let you guys pick. I feel weird about picking today.
Guy with the purple shirt. You're the only guy wearing a purple shirt.
He happens to be Trunks.
Yeah!
It's really awesome to see all of you guys in the same room together. It's really cool. Over my travels this weekend at Fan Expo, I searched long and hard, and I've managed to come across an entire set of all 7 Dragon Balls. And my question to each of you, and you can just go down the line and answer individually. If you could have one wish from the Eternal Dragon Shenron, what would it be? Winner gets their wish.
I mean, I get asked this question a bit, and there's typical answers like more wishes, or wish I had a lightsaber, wish I could use the Force. Those are my typical ones anyway, but, not, based on what we're talking, it'd be cool to, I never really thought about wishing to actually be Goku. To actually, have that kind of power and fly and shoot energy out of my hands and eat everything inside without getting fat. And, escaping I wouldn't want to escape my partner, but escaping my Chi-Chi's nice, but normal Chi-Chi's not exactly. And, I guess that would be a kind of a fun wish. What would it be like to be Goku? Or to wish to keep doing this, forever until I'm dead. So that would be awesome too. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Maybe I'll think of something at the end of this panel.
That it is such a hard question if you only had one, because that responsibility is very great. It'd be, world peace is an obvious answer. Unlimited supplies of money, so that you could spend them in the proper places would be awesome. I just have a sweet townhome, and but after. And I always used to say, not immortality. I would not want to necessarily live forever, except to maybe see future cars. But it wasn't until my daughter was born. And all I would love to do is to be able to live to watch my daughter's entire life. That's all I would want to do. I wouldn't even have to be alive to talk to her. I just would want to watch it.
You could be a brain in a jar that sits in a room.
She would never visit me. That's creepy in that jar. Anyway, yeah, it's hard to answer that question.
はい、そうですね、本当に難しい質問だと思います。僕も同じくやっぱり永遠に生きるって言っても、それはちょっとどうかなと思うんですね。それよりも、僕やっぱり日本に今たくさん生徒がいますので、願わくば彼らが、この仕事で成功するにしろしないにしろ、どんな生き方をするにしても、つがなく幸せに過ごしていけることをなんか見守りたいなって、そこはちょっと見てみたいですね。はい、そういうふうに思います。だから自分のこの今までこう培ってきたものをどんどん次のジェネレーションに伝えていくということですから、またそれが僕の魂を受け継いだ方が次へつなげていくという、なんかそういうバトンのリレーみたいな、ことができたらいいなと思うので、それを感じられたら最高に幸せだなというふうに思います。
So I actually have a similar answer to Chris, where I don't want immortality at all, but actually I have a actual school in Japan teaching kids to, or actually a lot of all sorts of range to act and in all sorts of field, and I want them to become happy. They don't even have to be successful, just like looking after and seeing that, like passing on a torch almost, and seeing them have dreams and keep on passing on to the next generation. And that's really my biggest dream I have right now, or my biggest wish.
You know what mine is. So yeah, a cure for autism. That's it. Now the secret is, my daughter's autistic, and I'm really active in the community. I know just dozens and dozens of autistic people, and they're some of the best, kindest people that I've ever met in my life. And there's a big debate that goes on about, a cure for autism versus people who have autism who are perfectly able to live their own lives. So I'm not talking about taking those people and telling them what they can and can't do. I'm talking about the people who have no choice and cannot live on their own and are not self-sufficient. So it's a little more specified. And now that I've said that, if it had to be something else, I want the moon. I want the moon. I want it to be called Eric's Moon. Yeah. So when all of you look up in the sky and go, wow, doesn't Eric's moon look great tonight?
You have to say it. You get in trouble if you don't call it Eric's
moon. You get fined. You get fined $100.
Now, I had 2 wishes. My second wish would be for Akira Toriyama to have immortality. Wants it or not.
That one wins.
There you go. We get the Dragonballs. Who are we picking next? I'm not picking. I'm shy about picking today. Ryo, you want to pick someone?
All of you ask your questions at the same time. Let's do it in the very...
This isn't so much as a question as maybe a request, if you're willing to take that for Chris. I was wondering if maybe you could give everybody in here in the room your best. It's over 9,000.
My best one.
Well, Ryo would have to say 8, right? And then Chris would say 9? Am I wrong about that? Which one was in the original? 8, but that was in the Japanese or the English one?
She is very passionate.
Like, shut up. Say it.
But before I do it, I'd like to turn over the stage to Mr. Patrick Stewart. It's over 9,000! you look?
It's over 9,000. Engage.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry, I always get weird when people ask me to do that. Everyone asks me to do that all the time. It's so strange.
Do you go like the drive-thru, and then you go to the drive-thru, you go like Burger King, and we go, yeah, it's over 9,000, like a Big Mac or whatever. Just get it out of the way. Chris Sabat, over 9,000, and I'd like to say, you know.
They practically asked me to say that at Customs, because apparently one of you guys works at Customs, because I come in and it's all real cold. He's wearing like this bulletproof vest as if someone has made it that far with a gun. And he walked in like, your passport, please. What's your business here? I'm attending a convention. Fan Expo? Yes. What's your business here? I'm a voice actor. What show? Dragonball Z. What character? Vegeta and Piccolo. He goes, you have a very good day.
You went around the corner and he went, yes.
But you can tell he was still trying to be super pro, like almost mean looking as that. But you can tell he's like on the inside.
That dude in the very back who has had his hand up for way too long. But with guns like those, man, you can keep that arm up, can't you?
Just now, holding his hand.
The gun show.
Show the guns. Yeah.
Where would you start on becoming a voice actor?
Japan. No.
Go back in time and meet Chris Sabat, and then have him train you in the booth.
There you go.
You gotta get in theater, man. That's it. Just get into theater. Acting is acting. It doesn't matter if it's voice acting, film acting,
Porn acting.
Wait, it doesn't matter. That's so true. Dude, really. You think they're having fun? They're not having fun.
Porn acting is the closest to the work you can do on Dragon Ball Z, though, in terms of the sounds that you have to make.
Very true. You should hear some of the studio edits we've made. Find a theater, get into a theater, take some acting classes, surround yourself with people of like minds, and figure out how to act and where your talent is. A lot of people don't know that, voice acting isn't what I started out. I don't think it's what many people start out to do. It's where you kind of end up because it chooses you because you have some inherent abilities that maybe you didn't realize. But my son, he's in college right now for musical theater and he's a hell of a singer, but at the same time, he's found out that he's also great at stagecraft. He can build those sets. He can really, really make something special to go on a stage to support the cast of another show. And to be honest, it's an easier career, that path. You can make more money, so get in the theater.
僕もそう思います。本当にやるんであれば、まず芝居をしっかりやるということですから、基本的なことはみんな同じだと思うんですね。それがボイスアクティングであれ、ステージ上のことであれ、表現するということに関しては。なので、基本的なお芝居をしっかり最初に学ぶということが一番大事だと思います。それなかったら、多分マイク前に立ってても、やっぱり、役に立たないんじゃないかなと思うからですね。はい。
I completely agree with you because if you don't take acting seriously, you won't be able to do this job. You can be in theater, you can do anything, just take acting and do it really seriously. And it's because you're going to be expressing yourself, either voice or either through your body. So if you can't act, then even if you go in front of the mic, you won't be able to act with your voice. So I really recommend just putting your best to that.
But I also wonder for Ryo-sama, is acting not just, it seems to me that you're the type of person that it's not just an acting technique, that it seems like it's a spiritual process for you. Would that be true? Good. What do you, I'm sorry? I didn't get that. What do you say?
I agree.
And advice to you, even when you do, start getting some acting work, would be to be as diverse as you can possibly be. Like, don't just, keep voice acting as the bullseye of your target of what you want to do. Because you never quite know what it is you're going to end up doing that you might end up liking more than that. So learn everything you can learn about being a voice actor, but also learn how to record yourself at your house really well.
Now Chris is speaking my language, yeah.
I mean, practice as much as you can, but learn how to do so many things. There are so many engineers at Funimation who become actors or directors, and there are other ways to get what you want to do. And some actors have proven to be fantastic writers.
Yeah.
So you never know where you're going to end up. So just learn as much as you can. And don't be so narrowly focused on, I want to be an animated voice actor, because then you might miss out on some other awesome opportunities.
To that end, my story is a little different than most actors in that many people know that I was a classical musician for 20 years, and I would say about 80% of my training as a French hornist translated to my audition for Dragon Ball Z. Now what that was mixed with is I didn't have any acting training, but from the time I was about 4 or 5 years old, I would turn the volume down on TVs and make up my own words and put them in characters in real time, all the time. I was always doing impersonations, always trying to do voices, because it was so fun to me. And I would meet someone, if they had a unique voice, I'd do it. I'd usually offend them, but I'd do it. Anyways, I didn't care. And I was often accused of being Asperger's autism, which I actually tested myself just to make sure I was or wasn't. So that was actually a concern of mine. And through that, to the point where even on some ESL stuff, I'll write, to me, voice acting is all music to me. So it's all notes, it's all music. And that love for sound is translated into being all the things Chris was talking about. I have my own home recording studio. I constantly work on my sound. I'm always working on it because I love it. If you don't love it, you're not going to do a good job at it. You've got to be in love with it. And as far as the spiritual aspect of it, for me, playing Goku or any character is a complete shift in your psyche and your spirituality into the character that you are. And all that other training can come in handy because, I've been to studios where I know more about the engineers doing than what the engineer does, or more what the director's doing than the director does. And it helps you be on the game and help them help along, and then you become a more valuable asset into the studio, and then they hire you again. So what Chris is saying times 10, the more you know, the more powerful you are. Oh, the other thing I was saying that I liked that he said was that you have a destination, and as you're going along, just be open to make a living being creative. Because when I was a hornist, I thought I would just be a hornist, and that's all I ever wanted to be. And then one day I realized I just wanted to make a living being creative. It could be painting buildings. It could be just as long as I was being creative. I could make a living that way, I'd be happy. It ended up being voice acting, and I'll keep doing it until 1, they don't hire me anymore, or 2, I don't enjoy it anymore. And then I'll do whatever my spirit or my ideas take me. And so to keep that in mind on your journey for that target, because you can say, yeah, I want to be a voice actor, but now I'm a really happy painter or whatever you're doing. And that voice acting might even feed into that, just like French horn playing fed into playing Goku and Dragon Ball Z. And all the breathing, all the screaming I have to do and all this stuff for Dragon Ball. Man, you're going on a 12.5-foot tube for 22 years, you're gonna be really good at screaming. So, that helped a bunch for that. So that's my take on that. Sorry. Happy Merry Christmas.
About 5 more minutes. 5? Yeah.
Wow.
Panel was fast.
Can we do the rest of this panel in the hyperbolic time, Jim?
We'll have a year-long panel.
Let's see. Right here in the front, I guess, the capsule portion.
I have a request for Sean and Chris.
Okay.
You guys do the fusion dance pose.
The pose or the whole dance? I don't know the whole dance very well. I mean, that'd be the gayest thing we've ever done. I love this man so much, I'd be happy to do that.
I'm afraid of what would happen if we were to fuse together.
Well, you told me that just on that note, when we do Gogeta and Vegeta, I'll record Goku first, and then you'll kind of try to, and you were telling me one day, so your arcs are so huge, they're so weird to do, and then I find that when I have to do my kind of Vegeta impression for Vegito, everything's very flat, and now we're here together, and I'm having to do this. But I don't affect the voice that much, I just do it a little bit. And it's almost like a voice acting fusion when we have to do those. It feels strange to do that in the booth. We do it separately, but it's very interesting to be in another actor's shoes in that way. Kind of like the way it's similar to dubbing in a way. because we're not the original voice actors for it. But yeah, it's strange. Do you want to do the dance or the pose, or are we not doing that?
Do we have to do it?
Dude, don't look at me.
All right, quick. You should do it with Ryo, because I had to do it with Masako Nozawa. Yeah, that's a better idea. Do you mind that? Do you mind? Can we switch it to Ryo?
Look, if you guys want to deny the fan who's sitting on the front row, go ahead. Do the pose.
I'm just trying to get out of it.
And then, so we start here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We just fused into the Australian, the Spanish voice of Vegeta or something.
It sounds like this.
Oh, wow.
We have one more question, I think, probably.
Call on somebody who doesn't have their hand raised.
Who doesn't want to ask us a question? And they go, I didn't really want to. Anyone? What are we going to do?
It's too hard.
There's a cane in the back.
A cane in the back!
I'd like to hear from the cane.
The king wins with the...
As voice actors, I mean, obviously the original ones all come to you in Japanese. Do you ever watch back or hear certain materials from the Japanese version that you feel just gets lost in translation when stuff goes in English?
What?
Is there anything from the original version of the series or any other series that you guys voiced over where you just feel like there's something lost in translation and we just can't quite figure out how to emote? Like, do you have any hard times?
I have not necessarily Dragon Ball Z. Is that what you mean? I can tell you that when I was working on Case Closed, there were episodes that were specifically Japanese that could not translate into English. One of the movies had, I forget, it's been a long time, but there was something about a deck of cards, but we don't have that equivalent in America. And it was all about kanji and characters, and I had to make up garbage to go in there. It's like, well, maybe it's an ace of spades, and this guy's name is Ace. And that's what I had to do. That was very difficult on that show, but as far as DBZ goes...
there was a thing in DBZ that didn't make sense to any of us at first, and we had to kind of figure out. Like when you're first working in anime, the first thing you don't understand are all like the little symbols that pop up on people's heads. That's one of the few things that is confusing at first. You're like, what did that mean? The other thing was like Master Roshi's blood pouring out of his nose. And the other one...
he has a boner.
That one made sense pretty quickly. The one that never made sense to me, and someone finally had to explain to me, was that when like a character would sneeze. Did you guys ever notice that? That someone would just randomly sneeze?
That happens in the Trunks scene, doesn't it? Right before
Yeah.
shows up or something?
And apparently, and you can maybe confirm this, but if somebody, why don't you explain it? Because I think I know the answer, but...
例えば僕は逆に聞きたいんですけど、日本の場合だと技をかけるときにその技の名前を称しながら、例えばビッグバンカーとか言いながらやる。それはまず多分日本だけだと思うので、例えば英語でやる場合はどういう感じになっているのかっていうのを聞きたいです。確かに言葉にならないものってありますけど、それが日本独特の表現だと思うんですね。なんでそれを完全にトランスレートするってことがすごく難しいと思いますし、ニュアンスに合ったものをやっぱりやっていくということがもう一番大切かなと。逆に例えばハリウッドの映画なんかを日本語で書き換える場合なんてそうですけれど、完全に訳してるわけではないですよね。要するにそ それだと完全に訳しちゃうと分かんないから、日本人に分かるような形で言い換えるということもあると思うんですし、それは結局同じなのかなっていう気がします、お互いに。
Okay, before the sneezing explanation, can I just translate? I think he just explained about how. I actually want to ask another question to you guys because in the fighting scenes in Japan, they actually say the name of the fighting, like the pose and like kamehameha, things like that. Like, do you guys actually have a name for all those like attack names in English as well?
Mostly, yeah, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Big Bang Attack. Destructo Disc. What else?
Destructive Disc is Kienzan.
Kienzan. Okay.
We changed some in the very first part of Dragon Ball when they didn't know any better. They changed Bakanko Sapo to just special beam cannon. Yeah. And so, but most of the time we kept Masenko Ha, Kamehameha, Kienzan, Final Flash, Big Bang Attack. It would have been cooler if we translated them into Japanese and tried to say them in Japanese, but we ended up saying the same ones. But he's about to answer the thing about the sneezing thing. Is that not like a superstitious thing? When a character sneezes, that means like someone else is talking about you.
So
くしゃみをすると誰かに噂をされているという、そういうことを言うわけです。昔から今言われているというか、一つのジャパニーズメニューなんですけれど、そういうことはなかなか訳せないですよね。日本の言葉の中にはやると誰かが自分のことを話して噂してくるっていうふうに言うんで、これはなかなか伝わりにくいと思いますね。
Actually, a lot of Japanese people, even every time you sneeze, like everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, I bet someone's talking about you right now." So everyone in Japan says it, and I can understand how hard it is to translate into English culture because I guess you guys don't have that here.
we have your ears are burning. Yeah. So Dragon Ball would have flaming ears now. They'd have to edit it that way.
And I'm thinking they're probably going to kick us off the stage.
We have to go.
Point, so.
Big bang, arigato to everyone.
It's been a huge honor to be here. We are all heading over. I think all of us are heading over to the autograph thing. I literally have to leave in an hour to hit a flight, so I apologize if I don't get to see all of you today, but hopefully I will see you again next year.
I'm not leaving this room.
Eric is staying right here.
I have a panel that starts now. With Todd Howard.
It's the Eric Vale takes off his pants panel. You don't want to miss it.